Hey everyone, welcome to Be So Light. It is I, Priestess Makala, as well as Niana, as well as Felicia. I would say pick and choose, but it's still going to come back to me. So let's talk. Let's talk about something. And hold on one second. I'm going to go green for a second, but you still can hear me because I have to do something that's driving me crazy. And you know how I am. I'm a Capricorn. I have to do certain things a certain way and get the job done, and that's just how it is. Okay, there. Okay, I'm back. There, not so shabby. Okay, yeah, I had to go put a little something glossy on my lips. I don't like it when my lips look so pale. All right, let me tell you what kind of day this is. Can I start first of all? Let's just give honor to our ancestors as always. It's not just one day out of the week that we say something, it's every day. But we're really acknowledging this because we don't celebrate that stupid ass Columbus holiday bullcrap, because of the atrocities that he did and how murderous he was. Terrible being, and had the audacity to have holiday sales and stuff over his name. Give me a break. Terrible, just a terrible being. Anyway, I'm so glad his time is definitely over. Um, been over, but over in a big way where I don't acknowledge him. Period. After the atrocities he's done. So, with that being said, today I was like stuck on this thing where I saw some people that were out working. Not everybody got to have the day off, and this was supposed to be like banks are closed and blah blah blah. Like funny, they always know when to close, right? Oh, we're gonna close on this holiday, da 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 da. But one of the things I wanted to acknowledge is the fact that there really shouldn't have been anybody doing any kind of work that was indigenous people should have been paid on the spot today for their services. They should have had the day off, no matter what. Just extra pay or something. Show appreciation to the indigenous bloodline of people that have anchored in their blood in places of different countries and places where it should be respected and honored. So, that's all I'm going to say about that because I don't want to get going down the spiral and everything. But today has been one of those days where it's kind of like every little thing that can be kind of sensitive today. Like today, just putting on my grounder shoes because I've been wearing them so much. I put them on today and literally, literally heard they're going to break on you today. And I'm like, and I look at it, I take it off and I'm looking at it. And I'm like thinking because with certain flip flop shoes, usually, excuse me, the center part comes out. But it wasn't that. And I was like, well, it looked like it's in place, and I don't understand how it's going to break. Not going to be so light. Let me tell you the story. What do, what do? This is a what do moment. I'm going to show you how I had to keep it together. Yeah, had to keep it together. So I had a triggering moment where I'm trying to be, service and be helpful with a young one here. And what set me off is somehow she didn't let me know she didn't have her shampoo. And I didn't find out till I went into the shower and I was looking at it and taking care of it. And And I just kind of stood there for a moment and I literally started crying. I'm not kidding. I just started crying. It's like, where did I fail? Where did I like where am I not doing a good teaching with the young one? Where am I not making sense? Where am I terrible? I suck at this, you know. Everything was going through my mind. I'm like, I'm I just started I, I, I'm like, am I not getting this? Trying to do things right. I don't, oh my God, I just started crying my ass off. And I want you to just visualize me crying, then having a like some kind of heat crystalline hot flash come over me at the same time, and I'm cleaning out the shower, and I'm turning around and I'm crying and everything, cleaning out the toilet, and I am a ball of emotional water goo. And I'm just like, I don't know what else to do. I How can I get someone to honor themselves, to remember how important they are? How can I get them to put themselves first and to, what am I'm stuck at this. What am I doing wrong? How come I can't get this one teaching into their being? And I'm like, oh, and I finally just get to a place where I'm like, I just stop and I take a breath and I got the toilet plunger scrubby thing in my hand. It's one of those moments where you're just thinking how hard you're going to scrub the toilet and how crystal clean it's going to look after you finish brutally scrubbing it to death, taking out your aggressions and everything. That's one of the ways I move through some things. If I'm not, oh, by the way, hold on, hold on a second. I had to stop and think about what I was saying. Okay. So that's how I kind of process and work through some things. And then I just start kind of cleaning, just cleaning stuff, cleaning altars, cleaning the bed, changing stuff, vacuuming, and, chasing animals around, brushing them to death. And they're like laying, okay, fine, I'll just lay here and let you clean me, whatever, just doing all these things. And I'm just taking and moving and getting rid of whatever. And I just had to catch myself. I felt my heart literally go boom, 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 boom. And I was like, I feel like I'm just gonna drop because I'm trying so hard to maintain and keep things. And I'm just like, it's like I had to put the brakes on. So after I did everything and I get myself all dried off because I'm a wet mess, and she's like, "You're like wet from head to toe." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm an emotional wet person right now. I'm having a release. I'm releasing. On all days, I'm sobbing, I'm sad, and it just all bubbled up, you know. So I just went with it, crying in the toilet, crying in the bathtub, cleaning it, crying as I was vacuuming. Just let it be. Just had a crying moment. So after I did that, I said, okay, well, we got to go to Walgreens and go pick up some stuff. I've never spent $100 in Walgreens, but today was that day. I've never done that. Usually, I've just never spent $100 in Walgreens. At least I came out with a few bags. It was $100 worth. It's ridiculous. So We go to Walgreens. I go get the things, that's needed. And I said, let me get this. Let me get this. You know, this is what she needs. And I just say to myself, I say, I'm just being of service. I'm doing, you know, I would want someone to do this for me if I was unable to do it myself. That's how I think of everything. Just like I said, packages or something got delivered here that, say my package got delivered to somebody else. I would want somebody to go out of their way to bring it to me or send it to me or something. That's just the kind of person I am. I'm always I'm always thinking about how I can help, how I can make it better. And I think that's probably one of my biggest flaws, maybe, in nursing when I was constantly always doing and had to do so much for others. So I went ahead and got that done, and I'm trying to keep my digestive tract from giving me heartburn, emotional stuff. So going in there and get all the stuff we need, got it all in a basket, walking up to the line, and my shoe breaks. And my foot comes flopping out on the side of it. But the toe part of it is still in there. I said, and I look at the shoe and I immediately have a flashback of when I first looked at the shoe and I was told by spirit it was going to break on me today if I wore those. And I said, well, I don't see how it's going to break. I'm checking it. It looks like it's fine. Spirit told me. And it breaks right there in Walgreens. So I look down and I'm like, thank God for chocolate. Thank God for the Haas and Joss ice cream that I picked up, on the eat the chocolate off stick type of thing. Because I'm going to eat the hell out of that. And I just feel my whole spirit in this space. And I'm like, thank God I got an extra pair of shoes, several pairs of shoes in the trunk of my car. So I don't have to walk around with no shoes on because I gotta go pick up my food that I ordered and it's waiting. So after I get rung up, we're walking back to the car and I'm scooting by, trying to keep that one little shoe on as it's broken. Make it to the car, open up the trunk, get my other shoes out, throw those shoes in the back, and I said, "Well, I guess I grounded the shit out of those." So I guess they're beyond grounding. They're done. Too much frequency blew the shoe out. So I'm like, oh gosh, I blew the shoe out now. And I started thinking, I said, yeah, gotta watch my energy because I can blow things out, blow shoes out, blow cars out, I can blow up stuff, glass, electricity. I gotta watch it. I just blew out a pair of grounding shoes. Broke them. Who would I ever guess? So I go and go over to go pick up the lunch, and I ordered my favorite, number 10. And I always have to have my chips and salsa. And I stopped off at the health food store and I said, look, I'm going to need something to kind of recenter my emotional center. I feel like I'm rebirthing myself. I feel like I'm just going through all of this. this energy and it's moving me in a way that's like, you know. And I ended up with California poppy and magnesium flakes, some vitamin C chewables. Yeah, some chocolate. Got that, got in the car, came back, blessed up my food, sat down and ate, and then started looking up California poppy, the spiritual healing aspects of it. And it's funny, when I was in the store, I'm testing myself. I said, "Oh, maybe I need kava kava." Kava kava's, "No, not your plant today." And then I said, "Passion flower." And passion flower was like, "Not today, honey. You need an upgrade." And then it was like, "Okay, I'm not doing passion flower. Then maybe I'm supposed to do valerian." And valerian just kind of laughed at me and said, "You think?" And I was like, "Oh, okay." Then when I put my hand on California poppy, and it happened to be the only one sitting on the shelf, you have to pay attention to this. Okay. The only one. And I grabbed it and it was like, boom. It was like, whoa. And I heard, "Welcome to your spiritual rebalancing of yourself, where I am going to help you recenter and rebalance your nervous system so that you will not have crying episodes over toilets, crying episodes over showers as you're cleaning, and crying as you're vacuuming. You will be feeling as though you're centered and feeling as though you can go inward and express to the depths of yourself and be rebirthing yourself into a new. I am California Poppy." And I'm like, "All righty then, sold." So, so I take, hi, lovely. So I get the California Poppy and I'm like, I'm just going to take it so I can calm my nervous system down and enjoy the rest of my day. So I titled this Ancestor Messages. And I want you to hear this. I want you to pay attention to this. Our ancestors are always talking to us, they're always whispering, they're always singing to us. And especially when you get a new tool like a drum or something. I just had a friend who was telling me, after I gifted her a drum, that I knew that was hers, that I knew that belonged to her. And it just made my day to hear her after everything that's happened when she says, "Last night I heard native songs and everything around the drum as I was laying in bed because I had it next to my bed and I was hearing singing in the room." And when she said it, I said, "This is how you know the ancestors are getting ready to take you on a trip. This is how you know when you hear a drumming out in the distance and you sit up in your bed and you're like, what the hell's that noise? Where's it coming from?" You're not losing your mind. That's the first thing that happens. The freaking ego gets in there. "Oh, you're hearing things. You're dehydrated. Drink water. It'll go away." But you start hearing the song. You start hearing the distant chanting because in that the ancestors, one, are honoring that you're picking up medicine, that they're trying to they got it to you, so now you're united with it. It's the same if you were gifted. I remember when I was gifted a buffalo robe. I remember putting the sigils and the symbols on the buffalo robe, leaving it in the medicine room. I was so like didn't I was like blown that I had this buffalo robe. And I remember laying in the bed, and it's over 20 something years ago, okay? Laying in the bed and I said, "Okay, wow, I got my drum." And I was so just newly on my awakening. That was around in 1996, 97. And I was just like, wow, I got a buffalo robe and I got my deerskin dress that was given to me and a buffalo robe given to me and I got my drum and I'm like, what's this all mean? And it's like, who am I? I gotta remember who the hell I am, you know. And I remember laying in the bed, and I'll never forget this. Never forget this. Laying in the bed, I had the robe laid down in the medicine room, and I had the door closed, and I'm laying there, and I literally heard, and it was just getting louder and louder, and I'm laying in the bed, and I'm like, I'm hearing drumming, and as I was hearing the drumming, I was hearing the singing. And I got up and I was like, and at that time I was married. My husband is knocked out. He's asleep. He doesn't hear it. I'm hearing it. I'm like, oh my God, where is that? You know, it's after midnight, after midnight. And I turn and I get ready to get out of bed. And as soon as my feet touch the floor, I hear, do not get out of your bed. And I stop and I'm like, don't get out of my bed. No, do not get out of your bed. They are having ceremony over your buffalo robe, and you will be given the name of your buffalo robe in the morning. Please lay down and just receive. I turn and lay back down, pull the covers up around my neck, and I just laid there. And I listened to the drumming. I listened to the songs. And I just remember hearing it and saying, oh my gosh, this is so cool to hear this. Oh my gosh, I'm going to have the name of the buffalo robe in the morning. So I ended up falling asleep, going in dream world, and I could just see glimpses and pieces of the ancestors around the robe, and they were doing their songs and putting their blessings on it. Whoever gets with the robe or lays on a robe will have their healing because this buffalo is all about that. And I woke up that morning and I was so excited. I leap out of bed and I didn't hear her stay in the bed. I was like, oh, coast clear. Move. I can move about the cabin. So I run into my medicine room and I open up the door and it was like this flush of energy just comes in and just, and I was like, whoa. And I sat down on the buffalo and I had already painted a beautiful spiral on the center of it, on the underneath of it. And I put my hand in the center of it to receive the message. And I closed my eyes and I said, your name is Buffalo Moon Rising. And I said, it's a pleasure to meet you, Buffalo Moon Rising. I look forward to many, many moons of medicine ceremonies with you. And the journey has just begun. And I heard, yes, it has. And I've taken that robe on prayer journeys. I have done journeys with all four of my preparation for Sundance to have that robe and sleep underneath that robe and everything. I did the first time I was put out on a vision quest on a mountain or a hill area of the forest area in Colfax. And I remember how scared to death I was to be in a wooded area as a brown skinned woman. Can you imagine the history, fear, energy that comes up being in the wooded area as a brown skinned woman? You're thinking someone's going to come out, someone's going to kill me. All of that coded DNA fear stuff was coming up. I sat on that buffalo robe. I drummed all night, got my medicine name, the first one for that journey. that one was Crying Moon Sun. And I go, why am I getting a name called Crying Moon Sun? They said, because you cry. You cry a lot. And when that is no longer a heavy emotional thing and you work through all the parts that you cry through, your name will change. You'll get a new medicine name. But as of now, your name is Crying Moon Sun. And I was like, okay, the name is Crying Moon Sun. All right. So, our ancestors, when you step into the medicine of yourself, and it usually gets triggered by something that you're going through. When you're going through a loss, when you're releasing something upheaval is happening in your life. Loss, and you're just feeling like, oh crap, what is this? Am I going through the dark night of the soul? Yeah, you are. If you're coming up, especially if you're in a birthday cycle of a number 9 and you're coming up on a 9 year or you're in it, this is where everything is getting shuffled up. This is where you got to look. Is this still working for me? Is this relationship still working for me? Is this job still working for me? Where I'm living, is this still working for me? What is making me happy was not making me happy. This is what's coming up. This is the stuff that comes up. So when the ancestors are trying to get your attention, they send all the allies, they send all the songs. And at nighttime, if you ever hear the songs being sung to you, you hear it in the distance and it wakes you up. That's you being pulled into that medicine. That's you being acknowledged that you are coming onto a path. And this is going to happen for a lot of people this month because tomorrow's going to be the start of that portal, 1010. And then we got 11, 10, 11 right after that. So tomorrow's going to be a 9 energy. And then right after that, it's going to be a 1 energy. So you got a 9 and a 1, an ending and a beginning. This is going to be snake medicine, rebirth, shedding of the skin. Okay, this is snake time, shedding, snake. And this is that time when we look at ourselves and we have to shed what's not working anymore. And when you hear the the ancestors calling your name, or you feel yourself when you lay down at night and you feel your body vibrating and shaking, and you feel yourself being lifted and going to those places, that's you going to be there. That's you going. So just be aware of that, especially if you pick up any new medicine, rather be plant medicine, a drum, a rattle, if you get a new rattle. And say like you get a drum or a rattle and you don't know why you got it, but you got it because you're supposed to have it. You need to sit with that and you just allow yourself smudge it first and then sit with the space and ask, I need to know, what am I connecting myself to in this medicine with this drum, or in the medicine with this rattle, or in the medicine with an ocean drum, or in the medicine of whatever it is that has shown itself to you, and you need to partake and be a part of the medicine of it. It's showing itself to you for a reason. Okay, so the ancestors are always whispering, singing, moving about around us to get us to say something, to give us a gift of acknowledgement, to give their love, to send their love to us. Um, you know, today I'm probably going to get something from my papa, who who is my Taino papa from the other side. You know, my other dad is still here. He's alive and well. but my spiritual dad is already on the other side. So today he'll probably be doing something special to get my attention. Something he'll do. It'll be something I'll know is him. So pay attention today, tomorrow, and the next day. And then on the eclipse, when the doorway splits and the fire comes and show us what is holding around us, and in that center part, what is being revealed. Where will you be inside of yourself? How will you show up for you? So I really hope this message, whoever is meant to hear this, how it comes across for you to pay attention to it. Today is a day of take the extra step to cleanse and purify yourself. Take the extra step to cleanse and purify your bed, your room, your home, your car. Take an extra step to bless up everything so that as we keep moving through the day and moving into that activated portal tomorrow, it's already here for some people, you're receiving and hearing clearly the messages. When you smudge and clear your crown and clear your third eye, clear your eyes so you can see, clear your ear so you can hear, clear the nose so you can smell, clear your mouth and throat so you can speak well, your heart, your stomach area, your solar plexus, your root, your feet so you can walk onto your path and be grounded in that. Your hands, cleansing them, removing anything of lack and limitations. You're not picking that up and receiving that. Okay. So I hope this really is a good message for whoever needed to hear that. And so let's take a look at some messages. Oh, and yesterday, you might find yourself being kind of artsy. You might find yourself, I'm a Cappy. So being a Cappy, I had to kind of be quiet. And then one of the things I like is Bad Girls Specials. And it's like kind of like a magical thing. So I colored my little Boo Girl. She's a Boo Girl. And then I went and did, what was this other one? Cat Girl number 9. I thought she was awesome. This is Cat Girl. Colored her out. So I was like, yeah, Cat Girl's awesome. I like Cat Girl. So, and when you're doing little artsy things like that, it just activates another part of your mind, that creativity, especially if you're feeling stuck. When you're showering and bathing, you're asking for cleansing and purification of your mind, body, heart, and spirit through the waters. And then getting that cleared out and releasing it. And then when you're, doing colorings, it just kind of helps you to relax into it and go into that space so you can do that. So let's take a look at some messages for today. And of course, I'll be on tomorrow. You guys, I'm not sure if I'm on day 26 or day 27. So I'm just showing up. I told you, I gave you my word. I was going to do 60 days of showing up. And I thank all of you for showing, checking in on me, putting your hi, vegan babe, hi, some, love in the area. Thank you so much. And we're going to take a look at an activated sacral geometry card message. Okay. Oh, interesting. Conception. I think we got this before. Number 16. The frequency of conception invites us to bring our consciousness to our origin, the place where everything in creation begins. It helps us to remember the infinite potential and possibilities of this space and what we can manifest through our own focus, awareness, and intention. Conception. Okay, the next one is going to be unshakable inner peace. Yeah, I need it. Unshakable inner peace. After the shoe broke today, I could have. Thank God I had chocolate in the bag because when the shoe broke in Walgreens, and I'm doing the 1 foot slide walk thing, that could have been a moment of being a special bulletin at 6:30. Woman loses it in a Walgreens store in Rockland. Details at 6:30. Special bulletin. She lost it over her shoe broke. That was just enough for the nervous system. That was it. Unshakable inner peace. But you know me, I can't give the xenomorphs that kind of point system. The xenomorphs would be like, is that all it takes to bring them all down? Break their sandal shoes. We'll send out a frequency to break your shoes. All right. Let's see this. Oh, I love this. Number 18. Your purpose is personal expansion. How can you be more intentional with your choices and live with more purpose? Don't call it Walgreens and hope your shoe doesn't break. I like it. That's a good one. Your purpose. I love it. Expansion. That's beautiful. And I love the back of these cards. I just totally love this because it's so pretty. They're really pretty cards. It's called Unshakable Inner Peace cards. These are really good cards in case you need some unshakable inner peace. And today I'm going to do the African Goddess Rising. And then I will definitely do the key cards, the 42 key cards. Okay, and this is the back of them. I love the back of these. And this is the front of the cards. So let's just see who's the goddess that's going to give us a message for today of our Indigenous Day. I just say Ancestral Day. Queen Nadia, intuition. Nadia. She almost reminds me a little bit of, she has like a Nefertiti feeling. But then when I see this shield here, she has a warrior feeling. And she's number 35. That's what her energy is number 35. So let's take a look. Temple Queen's element is fire. And the goddess declaration is, I am knowing. This is the embodiment of the creator. This is what hers means. What is your guidance telling you? Put your hands over your third eye, center of your forehead, and ask, if I knew what the answer is, what would it be? Then follow your first instinct. The creator and your ancestors connect with you through your intuition. Trust your internal GPS. The nudge, the signals, the coincidence are divine guidance. Slow down. Go for a walking meditation. Be present with the nature and pay attention. Being present allows you to feel and hear and see and sense your guidance. I am knowing. That is awesome. I love that. Hey, so this was a beautiful, and this is the Queen, the Temple of the Queens. And that is the message of what I was talking about today. And she's a Zulu. Zulu queen. That's why the shield is there. She's Zulu. Okay. So this is beautiful. I think we should pull one more before I go into the key cards. The key cards are kind of shows you what's happening, ley lines and chakra system of Mother Earth, and what's the message. Here's the next one. I want to say Tabua, feeling safe, to feel safe, feeling safe. How many of you can say you feel safe? Do you really feel safe? Feeling safe. And here, she's the element of air, and she's the temple of ancestors. Shut the front door. What's the title of this video? Can't make this stuff up, people. Temple ancestors. Okay, element of air. And it says, I am safe. It is safe to be safe. I am safe. It is safe to be safe. Okay. You deserve to feel secure. Feeling safe is knowing that your basic needs are met. Feeling safe is feeling at home in your body. Feeling safe is trusting your journey. Feeling safe is feeling free around those you love. Feeling safe is trusting that the sun will rise again. If you grew up emotionally and spiritually and physically unsafe, reset your default expectation to a healthier vibration. I am safe. It is safe to be safe. Yeah, ancestors are talking. They're getting their message through today. Okay, let's get ready. Pens and papers. So I wrote down yesterday's keys. Let's see what's going to align energetically, what's going on with the key cards. Okay. All right, here we go. These are the key cards. And I'm going to pull 3 portals and then interlay on top of those 3. Let's see what the 3 portals are. Okay, so 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the first one, second. Oh, I got that yesterday. Interesting. Create a new timeline. Divine light language. Stepping into your divine light language. And Anubis of the underworld is activated. So Anubis, that's Egypt. That is all in the Kemetic. Okay, let's take another look and see how these portals are activating. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Here we go. Okay, so, we got Divine Mother Speaks. Divine Mother Speaks. And we have the activation of the 88 codes. Okay, so that's going to sit with the side of the Anubis. The manifestation body codes, as well as the divine blueprint DNA codes, is definitely being activated because it's a part of the light codes. When we talk about create a new timeline, the one that's opening is the air portal. Okay, the last one, we'll see what others comes up. Okay, next portal. Okay. Tibet, law of potential. That goes with the Anubis one. Ancient warriors are coming. divine light, and then protection time, moving into protection. So Tibet, that's key number 11. It's key number 11. So we need to pay attention in that area. We already have the lit up area of Israel, what it's doing, but we did get the protection card. So that means making sure you shield in your energy and being safe within your energy. And then there's the air portal. So how is the air being used? How is that moving? Okay. And then being aware of the new timelines. You have to make sure you ground and center into the new timeline energy. And the way you know you're in a new timeline energy is synchronicity is picking up for you. Things move easier for you. When you're not in your new timeline, is when you notice you're looping. Things repeat. You're looping. It's a looping repeat energy. It's a looping. So catch the loop and change it and say, I'm not consenting to the looping energy. I'm not consenting to this timeline. I understand this timeline. I see it. I acknowledge it. I heal it. I move on. Then move into the newer timeline. And that newer timeline is the one that's anchoring you into the higher timeline of the higher fifth, sixth, seventh, and eighth and ninth dimension. You can move into those dimensions. I am one that moves into those dimensions of your sixth, seventh, eighth, ninth, and 10th, and 11th because of spiral light. I have to move into those dimensions because that's where I work from in that 12th dimension energy when it comes to healing work for people. So the next thing I think I'm going to talk about on my next video is talk about the dimensions. Because if you don't really know the dimensions, you're not going to be able to really understand what that is. And this book, the Palladium Workbook, now, Awakening Your Divine Cost. So let me tell you about this. This is Amora Quinn Yin. Okay, I got this book back in the day in Shasta. And let me tell you, this is how you know that you're going to be stepping on your path. And this is around the time when I got it in 1996. And she had two books. She had this one and another book out. And I just remember getting it and I go, Palladium Workbook. What the hell is that? That was always, what the hell is that? That sounds familiar. I don't understand. This is what it's like when you start to wake up and you're like, why does that sound so familiar? You're coming out of the freaking deep sleep. You're coming out of the amnesia. You're picking up stuff and don't know why you're picking it up. You might even have books that you haven't read yet because it wasn't time for you to read it yet. But I bet you if you go back to those books now that are sitting on your shelf and you kept saying, I'm going to read that book and you never read it, or even if you tried to read it and you kept falling asleep on it, now you go back to those books and you can go look at it and say, there was a message in here. There was something that's going to be an activator for me. So in the back of this book, she writes out all of the dimensions and talks about them. Talks about what it's like for a fourth dimension, a third dimension. She talks about the eighth and ninth dimensions, the 10th dimension, divine alignment. She talks about the fifth dimension, what it's like, and sixth and seventh, how the energies of what we're moving through, what we're expanding into. She talks about them and tells you what you will be meeting on those dimensions. How is a shadow game? You know, you got the good and the bad on these dimensions. So I think tomorrow I will talk about those, and that'll be a part of the. We'll do the key codes, the keys, portal code, the portal keys tomorrow, and then we will do talk about dimensions tomorrow. Because the more you know about your dimensions, the more you will understand when you're moving in certain dimensions what you're encountering. Okay, what those are. And a lot of people don't understand what they're encountering on certain energy dimensions. Like if you go out like today, it's about what, 69, 70 degrees? It's kind of chilly outside, but they got it overcast. I know why they have it overcast. Let's see activity going on. Yeah. Mighty funny because I checked it and it was supposed to be warm today, and all of a sudden it's like this. What's going on? What do they not want us to see? Mm. Question everything. That's how I see it. Question everything. So, tomorrow we'll talk about dimensions. How about that? Okay. All right, lovelies. I'm going to continue on with my day, and the Patreon page is loaded. I haven't loaded up a video just yet. It's going to be Galactic Spiral Light and .com is the page for Patreon. My face is there, smiling. Um, so you only have 2 tiers. I'm not going to get crazy with these tiers because I don't want to do that. I'm doing it because we are a Be So Light tribe, and the Be So Light tribe. I'm not doing it trying to get numbers. I'm not trying to be, oh, I got a million subscribers. I'm not doing it for that reason. Never have. That's not my reason. My numbers are low because I don't want to be, way out there. So that's why I have low numbers. But when I do bring information on, you're getting that info. Okay. So the new things I'm hearing, seeing trending, I'm when I go out now, I have to read the boxes of everything that I get because I don't want to be eating bioengineering, even though they're sneaking it in anyway. And I want to pay attention to the green frog stamps on products. Pay attention. What do frogs eat? What do they eat? Why do you think they would put a green stamp symbol on products, food products, sustainable? What do frogs eat? That's all I'm going to leave it at that. And you're going to research it, go to DuckDuckGo and research there to get your info. Don't be trying to do it on because that's being. And then, oh my gosh, before I close out, what is all this about the so-called AIs beings walking around, and it's in London. They're like walking into coffee shops and they're just sitting down and they're looking and they got all this. Here's my take on it. Okay, there's a part of me that's saying I think these are actors walking around with the headdress on like that, and they're just doing it just to see what the response is. Because what if someone decides to freak out over one and push it in water? That's how we'll know if it's real or not. If it goes in water and it shorts out and then like gets overloaded with water and it doesn't work right and it just stops, kind of like how Tesla's did when the floods hit and nobody was thinking about that. And those cars got hit and some I heard exploded when the water hit them because they got flooded. Nobody thought about that. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait. I do remember that being in a science project that water and electricity doesn't always mix. Might have worked for Frankenstein, but come on. Anyway, anyway, I don't know where I got that from. Halloween moment. Anyway, I'm just thinking about that, and I said, well, shove it in the water and let's find out. If it comes up going, okay, it was a human. If it just kind of sinks to the bottom and it never comes up, well, then we know that it wasn't definitely waterproof. Oh, well, just saying. Somebody's going to think about that. Start shooting water at it. Let's see if it shorts it out. So I don't know what's going on with that, but it's all over the place, and they're showing these robot things. Don't let one come up in my space. Look at me. Do do I look like I'm going to be okay with some kind of synthetic robot thing in my face other than a cell phone and a laptop. If it's going to be walking and has some kind of sign on called creator thing on it, whatever. Yeah, don't no, 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 no. That's the day I will definitely turn into Mrs. Wick. But I will totally stay in my. Let me just clarify here. I will totally 100% remain in my light. But if you're going to pull a synthetic form AI on me that's going to walk up and imitate and being a human being, I'm going to have to correct that energy, that issue. Yeah. Anyway, hopefully that won't happen. Don't test me. All of you be good to yourselves. Get ready for that nice portal work we're going to step in this week. It's going to be lit. You're going to have moments of clarity. You're going to have moments of tears. You're going to have moments of what the hell is going on. I don't remember signing up for this. You're going to have moments of that. And then you're going to have moments of just leave me the hell alone. I just want to just let me get my breath. You're going to have moments of that. And that's okay. Because you know what? You're still being in your light. You're being true to yourself. You're being real. When you come here, I am being real with you. I don't have to make up anything. I'm telling you stuff that's real that I've experienced and the things I've seen. So, with that being said, much love to all of you. Be good to yourself. Take your times out. Take your baths. Walk in nature. Do your wonderful things that make you feel good. Don't wear your sandals in Walgreens and they break on you and you might be a special bulletin at 6:30. I kept it together because I was staying in be so light moment. All right, lovelies. I love you all. Be good to yourself and know that you are worthy, you're deserving, you're sacred, you're divine, you're sovereign, you're a divine being of light. Be so